Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today is Friday and I'm getting errands done. It is 1:30 already and I've been out and about. I actually went and had a coffee with a friend at 10 o'clock. Hello Sharon. I am really trying to reduce the amount of groceries that we buy, but I'm used to buying monthly, which is buying the things that we buy in bulk. Well, buying the things that we use a lot of or every single week that are in a bigger quantity. I buy those every month. So I'm gonna have to get out of the habit of doing that, or I'm gonna have to change how I do that. So I'm not quite sure how it's all gonna roll, but I am trying to reduce our groceries. So that's a little bit on my mind today as I grocery shop. But I stopped at David's Trading and I'll show you some of the things that I've bought in bulk that really work. And I went to City Garden and I've purchased a heap of vegetables for the week. So I'm gonna make all of these vegetables work for the next week and I won't buy any more till then. I've still got to go to Countdown, Pick and Save, maybe New World. I'm not 100% sure. There's a few things I want to get from there if I can't find them at Pick and Save, or maybe they're cheaper at New World. So it's just a little bit like that. So I went to David's Trading and I purchased these. Now these the kids use. Emma's cutting up pizza next to me.
So, almost finished.
That's fine. If you can hear a little mouse next to me, it's her cutting up her pizza.
I was trying so hard to stay quiet.
It's fine. The kids will make a lot of sushi. Got the docket from David's Trading because this is why I purchase things in bulk. And it seems to work out better. So these nori sheets, which are normally about $4 each for a pack of 10. These nori sheets were $16.45 for a packet of 50, but $16.45 when you're on a budget, I'm not 100% sure. It does have a Ziploc top up here, so they do stay fresh for that length of time. So anyway, that's what I do buy in bulk there. And I also bought at David's Trading these walnuts. So James and, well, they're walnut pieces, they're not whole walnuts. Okay, so these were $17.45 for a kilo. And the cheapest I can find them is at Countdown for $6.50 for 250 grams. So this is a lot cheaper, $17.45. It works out to about $4.50 per 250 grams. So that's the cheapest way to buy them. But budgeting $17.45 for walnuts in a grocery budget. So this is where the monthly shopping, yeah, I do have to have a budget set aside for things that I buy in bulk. David's Trading had these. This is a bag of spinach. I don't think it's organic. Can't be. It doesn't have organic written on it. I chucked this in soups and stir fries, all sorts of things, just to bulk it up and give us more vegetables. It was $3.95 for a kilo. These beans here, these are organic beans, so I like to buy them, and they were $2.99 for 500 grams, 600 grams. So I like to keep those on hand. And then I went to City Garden. Really like City Garden. It's an Asian fruit and vegetable place. I never buy my fruit from there, but I buy my vegetables. I can't remember. I think it was $3.99 for this bag of spinach. These broccolis, they're huge. If you look at them, that's big. That's a big broccoli. And it was 2 for $6. So of course I got 2 of them. I bought a celery, which was $4.99, exactly the same price from Countdown or Pack and Save, but it was really huge, so I'm happy about that. I got a cauliflower, and talking with Sharon this morning, she said that she's got all these recipes for cauliflower to use on pizza or for making a sauce, and she's talking about Jamie Oliver uses the leaves as well. So I'm going to get the recipes from her and see if I can use it. This was $5 for a cauliflower. It's a really big one, really fresh, so I'm pretty sure I'll be able to use that this week. I got 1 lettuce, and this is basically for the kids to make their salads. I'm not a huge fan of this kind of lettuce, but the cost lettuce they had was really small. This was $1.99 and the kids will use this in their wraps. And this is 500 grams of mushrooms. I've got a mushroom and lentil lasagna that I'm going to make this week. Can't even remember what these were. I think they're about $5. Can't remember, and I didn't get the docket, so I can't confirm. And I got a bag of kumara. This was $3.99 and it was a kilo, I think. And because I don't have a docket from City Garden, I have to go off my FPOS transactions. $36.84 I spent. That was for celery, $5, the cauliflower, $6, 2 broccoli for $6, $4, I think maybe $5, $4, $3.99. This was $1.99, and I'll have to work out how much that one was. Probably should show you what I've already got in my fridge. I've got half a tray of eggs. I think there's 16 eggs. A little bit of salami. I've got another salami in the freezer. I've got some tomatoes and half or maybe a third of yogurt. Some leftover mac and cheese from last night. That's leftover curry from the night before, and lasagna leftover from the night before that. There's half a celery for my juicing. These are some sourdough pancakes that are getting ready to be eaten. Got a few apples, I'll need to get some more, and I've got a few kilos of carrots there and under there. Carrots are really cheap at the moment, $2 a kilo. And I've got some broccoli. That one's good, that one needs to be, I might chop it up and cook it with some rice for the dog, maybe. And I've got a little bit of milk, nearly a full thing of oat milk left. This is, what is this, garlic aioli, and that's a squeegee bottle for it. Tomato sauces, I need to get some more lemon juice. And there's some more aioli. James brought that home from up north. I have to learn how to make my own oat milk because that's really expensive. But I think I can do it. I think I can learn. There is some ginger, but I think I've still got fresh garlic. One stock cube left. I've got fresh ginger, fresh garlic there that we can use, so I don't need to buy any of that. A few bananas in the back. These are some wraps from our travels. One pinwheel there from yesterday that I made. And I've got my seed crackers in there. Got one avocado. This really needs to be used up. New World is selling them for $4 and they were really big, but I noticed that Pack and Save is selling 3 for $2, so I have to see what size they are and if they're ripe. Because we've got a Pepsi soda stream flavouring. Got heaps of canned stuff. Got some curry there. Got a coconut cream. I do want to get a coconut milk. Still got a few jars of tomato paste. Diced tomatoes. Still 10 of those left, so I'm good. I think it's about time that we start trying to use up all this. Kidney beans and black beans. Again, I've got all the bits at the back, the dried stuff, lentils, beans, etc., rice, quinoa. So my aim with my groceries is to try and reduce the cost of what I'm spending or reduce the amount of stuff, and I think a lot of that is going to be using all the groceries that I purchase and not going out and buying other stuff when I've got things that I can use. I think that's going to be my strategy to making this work. I don't buy a lot of beef when I'm grocery shopping because I get organic beef either from Moorish online and I just buy things when they're on sale, or I get a beast from a local farmer. And so that's how I work the beef. So it doesn't always come out of my weekly grocery shop, but I do put aside $50 or $25 a week to go towards those costs. And I also put aside $25 a week to go towards Bostock's chicken. So the Bostock's chicken I get every 6 weeks or so. I get 5 or 6 of them, and they're size 20 free-range organic chickens, and they come in the mail. I order them online, and so I put aside money for those as well. And the other thing I also do is I buy a lot of my grains, nuts, seeds, flours, things like that in bulk through a co-op, and that's something that I've been doing for a few years. Here in Palmerston North we have it, and so I put money aside for that each week as well. It's about $25 a week I put aside for that, and I buy from there once every 2 months. So that's a bi-monthly order I put out. That's where I'll get rolled oats, nuts, seeds. Sometimes I get, there's a type of shampoo I can get, the peanut butter I get from there, a big 2 kg bucket, things like that. So that's also included in my grocery budget. What else do I buy in the way of groceries? Oh, and the last thing I get is eggs, and that's a tray of eggs that I buy, $15 per tray for 30 eggs, and I usually get one of those every 10 days or so. So that's also included in my grocery budget. So if I roll all of those costs and all those expenses together, I'm going to get you a monthly amount that I spend, and I'll divide it by 4, or 4.3 is what the banks do to get a weekly amount, because some months have 5 weeks in them, some only have 4, so I divide it by 4.3 and I'll give you a total. So what have I got here? I've got 25 for the beef, 25 for Bostock's chickens, 25 for my organics co-op, $15 for my eggs, maybe each week, often it's less than that, that's 90, plus I spend approximately 120 on actual groceries like fruit and vegetables, cheese, things like that, so it's 210. So 210 times 4.3 is $900. So $900 a month should be my goal to spend on groceries. So today I have spent so far $36.84, $17.45, and $26.34. So that's $80.63 and minus 120. So I've got $40 to go. So and see what I can get. So that's the plan, Stan, and I'm going to see if I can stick to it. And I know that it's going to be a lot of beans and rice, quite probably. But so be it, if we want to save some money and try and get things moving financially. Because everything else in the budget is unmovable. You can't change the mortgage, you can't change insurance, you can't change the price of things like petrol or what have you. But the groceries is the only way in which you're able to budge your budget. And that has always been the case for me. We've been in times in our life where I haven't had any money and I only had, like, you know, between $50 and $70 a week to spend on groceries. And I had children at that stage. We were students and my husband was studying and we didn't have a lot of money. And I know that the budget for the groceries was the only place that I could really scrimp and save and make things work. I think it's going to be harder on the teenagers than it is on me. I kind of find it fun, try and scrape the most food out of my money. If you give me 20 bucks, see how much I can buy. But the teenagers just like me to throw food at them that's easy to eat. So that's going to be a little different for them. But I think I'm going to have to help them. I think I'm going to have to just spend a bit more time in the kitchen prepping that food that I know that they enjoy, but they might not always be able to get their head around because they're busy with other things and their brains just aren't in it when they're studying and busy. So I'm going to get on and get the rest of the groceries done. I need to have some lunch though, so I'm going to do that first before I go to the store. It's the number one rule is don't go to the store hungry, but I think we all know that. So I'm just going over the list of things that I've got to go. $39.37. If I end up spending more than that in order to get the things I want for this week, then I will technically be eating into next week's funds. So I guess I have to start getting used to that. It looks to me like there's about $80 worth of stuff here. And I don't know how I'm going to do that for 40. So I'm just going to have to decide. Okay, so I'm back after doing 3 more stops. Went to Countdown, Pack and Save, and New World. So I'll show you what I got, and I did go over budget, but it just means that I've got less for next week. Our family gets paid fortnightly, and so what I've got is a fortnightly budget, so whatever's left over is all I've got next week. So I'll show you that after I've shown you what I purchased. So I ended up getting a few odd bunch things. These were $2.50. I got 1 packet of capsicum for this week. These were $5.50, and I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in there. Got some big zucchini. I think this was $7 for the 4 of them. 500 ml of olive oil because we only have a little bit left, so I'll see how long that lasts us. We've been using a lot less, I'm not quite sure why. Got a little packet of white sugar to put in my white sugar container that's empty because the kids have been using it when they need to add a teaspoon of something to sauces, or if they're doing pancakes and they add a teaspoon, they want this white sugar. I also got mini chocolate chips because I could do some baking and they can have something sweet without me having to buy things extra. I bought some traditional hummus. This was $5. They didn't have the $9 one, which is almost, I think it's 900 grams, so this will just have to do for now. And I got 1 can of coconut milk. I like to try and get the organic one, and this was $2.50, which is quite expensive. And I also got 2 packets of these. The other one is in the freezer. Emma's opened this to put it in her air fryer. It was 300 grams usually that I get roast chicken breast, and that's $9.50. This is $10 and it's 400 grams. And it's frozen, well, it's flash frozen or something. So they basically just put it in the air fryer when they want to cook it up. There you go. So this was tandoori chicken. If you look there, it's for stir fry, wraps and salads. So she's cooked this up and she's going to put it in her sushi that she'll have for dinner before she goes to youth. That's actually a huge amount of chicken. I think that that would do Regan as well when he gets home, so she'll probably only use half that. So that's what I got from Countdown. And then I got these from Pack and Save. It was 3 for $2 for the avocados. I tried to get a good mix of green ones and ones that are going ripe. I've still got one in the fridge that needs to get used up. Got some extra carrots because they're $2 a kilo and I've been using them in live juicing. Got that big celery, so I just want to make sure I've got enough carrots. We got another giant 2 kg of yogurt. And I got 1 coffee. James and I are also reducing the amount of coffee that we are having. Hey James, we're reducing our coffee intake?
Yeah, sure.
Or something happened on our trip and James had to go a full day with no coffee and he had a really bad reaction. He thought that he was dying, but he wasn't. It was just no coffee. So it just makes us think we need to cut back. So I just bought 1 and we've got another one that we bought just as soon as we got back. So the 2 of us then we'll have to do for the next week or so. And these I purchased from New World. Usually I get them from Pack and Save for $6.99 I think. But these were at New World for $5.99. I knew they sold them as well. So I stopped in to get those. And also Also, I got the maple syrup from New World, which was $7.50, because this same maple syrup at Pack and Save was nearly $9, which is strange that it was so expensive there. I was so tempted to get the 1 litre from Davis Trading, which is $30, but I just couldn't justify $30 on maple syrup this week. See how I go, maybe next time, see how fast we go through this. Yeah, so I'm gonna put all this stuff away and I'm gonna show you my meal plan, because I think I've got it sussed. Well, we'll see at the end of the week, but I think I've got a good plan together. Forgot to mention parsley. James had put this away before I did my filming, so this was also a purchase. I got this for $3 for the 8 grams instead of $2 for the 5 grams. And I'm going to put this on some of those pinwheels if I make them again. Well, use parsley for all sorts of things. And we got toilet paper, a pack of 6, because you can't forget toilet paper. Okay, so I'll show you what I spent. I spent $41.30 at Countdown, and I knew straight away I was going to go over budget because $40 was all I had left. And then I spent $20.68 at Pack and Save, and then I spent $27.88 at New World. So all that means is that I'll have to take that $47 off my next week, $120 that I would have to spend on fruit and vegetables and things and all the other dairy products that I might get, which leaves me about $80 that I've got to spend next week. I know 100% that we won't starve because there is so much food in this pantry. Quite honestly, I'm not worried. And now I'm going to show you my menu plan for the next 7 days. Okay, so this is my grocery list that I was making as I was making my menu plan. Very, very classy, I know. So these are my ideas for lunch and snacks for the kids. I'll just have to keep on top of that. So I just made sure I've got salad, and there's quite a few things on here that are already in the pantry. Like I already have a thing of salami, cream cheese, things like that. I've already got it. For our menu plan, I'm doing bacon and pasta one night. I'm going to do chicken curry with vegetables, so that's like broccoli and beans and zucchini and rice for the children. I've got lentil and mushroom lasagna, and I've still got a packet of 4 Kranskys that haven't been used, so I'm going to have that with those. I've got my Bostock's chicken, so I'm going to do a roast chicken with garlic, potatoes and vegetables. And I do think I have to do a bit more of potato kind of carby things because the kids are still hungry if I don't feed them carbohydrates with their protein and with the vegetables, so I have to keep on top of that a bit better. I'm going to do pumpkin soup and sourdough. I'm getting a little bit more confident with sourdough being available. I've got chicken fried rice with bacon. I've got 2 packets of bacon in the freezer, so I'll be able to use one of those with that and with that. And then I've also got chicken Mediterranean bake. So that will be whatever vegetables I've got with chicken, what do you call it? A sheep pan meal for that. And I do get a lot of my recipes from a place called Well Nourished. She's a wonderful nutritionist who puts together a whole lot of meals, and I just love to mimic what she has on her website. So I'm going to make sure I get all these groceries away. It looks like tonight Emma has started making sushi, and it's 6 o'clock. So she's probably going to have some of that before she goes out to youth group at 6:30. And James and I are just going to have leftovers. There's lasagna left over, there's a meal of curry left over, there's macaroni cheese left over, and between the sushi and the leftovers, Regan will also have one or the t'other. I'm not quite sure what he'll choose. Emma's probably going to make enough sushi for 2 people. So hopefully this has helped. Hopefully it's motivating you to somehow drag in those grocery prices, because they really are a killer when it comes to trying to budget as a family. But I know how hard it is. It's a real juggle and it takes a lot of effort to get it happening. But if I can anyway inspire you, I'm going to leave my menu list down below for the week and just some ideas and some links for where I find my recipes, just in case it helps. They're really just basic recipes. I don't do anything super flash, but they're super tasty and they're things that the kids love and enjoy and we have all eaten for a long time. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you again in the next video. Bye for now.